Can we expand this any there?
Maybe. Let me try. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's play it. We do have the lights off. I mean, you will be able to see exactly what everybody else is seeing, even though.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Why did he do my nephew like that? Lord Jesus! Oh God, Jesus! God, Jesus! God, Jesus! Oh my God!
Rewind it again. I want it. What I want.
We can't see back here.
Okay, excuse me.
First tonight, two perspectives of Wednesday's deadly officer-involved shooting in Grand Rapids. This afternoon, police released 3 body and dash cam clips of the incident. Hours later, community activists released their own clip showing a different angle. This happened in the parking lot of an apartment complex off of Eastern near MLK. Family has identified the man killed as Daquan Johnson. Grand Rapids police say the situation started after officers received a report of a man on a bicycle who was potentially armed. They tried to make contact. The man took off and officers pursued, leading to that deadly interaction.
Body-worn camera video. Next video will be that same K9 officer, but it'll be the perspective of his in-car camera system.
Stop, please, stand
The police department says the video released today is only some of the video they have. The clip shared by activists was projected on a wall during a news conference after a vigil and a march and demonstration. We have not independently verified that video, but we are going to show both clips now. We do want to warn you, some viewers may find the content disturbing. Both videos show the final moments of an interaction between Johnson and 2 officers. We freeze the side-by-side before any shots are fired, but you can see in both versions there is a struggle. These videos exist online. Let's now walk through the narrative from both sides, starting with Grand Rapids Police. Chief Eric Winstrom said today he believes the incident started as an officer-initiated call. Once in the parking lot, officers deployed a police canine to try and take down the man in a non-lethal manner. But the struggle continued. You hear one officer say he's got a gun, and shortly after, shots are fired. Police say the man was taken to the hospital and declared dead Thursday morning. A handgun was recovered from the scene. The officers involved are on administrative leave per department protocol, and Michigan State Police is investigating. Now, in the video released by activists, you can see Johnson on the ground with the canine and officers above him. There is a struggle happening. Those who shared the video say this one shows what really happened.
We need accountability, full accountability, not only for the officers, but for their leadership, because their leadership is who spoke to this community and told this community a false narrative of what took place.
What are you seeing in that video?
What I'm seeing is a young man being executed by a police officer. That's what I see.
I saw somebody laying on their stomach with a dog on their back and 2 police officers behind them. And then I watched them shoot my son 4 times.
That is Daquan's mother speaking after that video was shared to the public. She says she hasn't been able to see her son, that the video shared by GRPD wasn't shared with her first, and that she hopes those officers are held accountable.
I do pray that the 2 men that stood over my son back look me in my eye and tell me why they shot my son. I want justice for Daquan, Trey, Johnson, okay? And I'm gonna get justice, because this, we can't let ride.
That's right.
If we let this ride, y'all might as well just get rid of y'all whole court system, period.
Before that video was released, there was a march and vigil at the site where this shooting happened. The crowd chanting and voicing support for Daquan and his family. Now, as state police investigate this officer-involved shooting, we wanted to walk you through GRPD's use of force policy. Grand Rapids reporter Matt Whitghost joins us now to explain. And Matt, there are important changes that have been made over the last few years, dating back and really calling back to the Patrick Loyola officer-involved shooting.
You are correct, Josh. I know when the Patrick Loyola shooting happened, I know Chief Eric Winsham did look at the use of force policy. When he was looking at that use of force policy, he was really looking at the addition of sanctity of life into that. We took a look at that protocol to understand exactly what officers are following when out in the field. According to the policy, the department's highest priority is the sanctity of human life. However, officers may use deadly force when the officer has a reasonable belief that there is an imminent danger of death or serious bodily harm to the officer or to another person. The policy also says a verbal warning shall be given prior to the use of deadly force when feasible, something Chief Winsham addressed Thursday.
You hear the back and forth with the officers. The one officer's yelling, "Show me your hands, show me your hands." It's the other one that says, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun." He then says, "He's got his hand on a gun." He says, "Yes." The reason I included that final video is because I thought it was important. But moments after that shooting, then that third video that you heard was the shooting officer saying, "I saw the barrel pointed right at me."
A lot of questions we've heard stem from how this all started and how it escalated. I also asked GRPD Chief Winsham about the initial circumstances Thursday afternoon. What was the call initially to where you would want to stop this?
Yeah, I would like to find out, and that's, I'm sure, going to be when the officers are in here either tomorrow morning or the next morning to give their full statement. They're going to describe it, but it doesn't seem to be a 911 call. It seems to be an officer-initiated call. So they either observed this individual, giving indications that this individual is armed with a weapon, or, like I said, it could be, an anonymous complaint or things like that. We get that all the time. Maybe it was in some establishment someone called. So I'm just not positive, and I won't be till, the next 24 hours probably.
Fox 17 spoke to retired Michigan State Police detective and law professor Louis Langham. He shared some initial insight with us after the video was released by police.
Even if the call came in 911 or it didn't, the police obviously had reasonable suspicion based upon the information, the person riding a bicycle with a gun or what have you. That's the important thing, it's what actually was the shooting itself actually justified based upon Mr. Johnson's actions. Because if you're fighting off a dog, you don't have time to grab a weapon if you have one, because you're fighting off the animal, you're fighting off the canine. So it should have been, under most circumstances, it works out just the opposite.
Y'all, they killed my son. They shot him in the back of the head. And while they had his hand tied behind, while they were holding both his hands, they shot him in his head. And that's only 2 of the shots. They executed my baby. They held his hands behind his back. So what you see on the news When you see the officer, not the one that was straddling him, that shot him in the back of the head, but the one holding the gun, that's the one that shot him in his hands while his partner was shooting him in the back of his head, y'all. No mother. They shot my baby in the back of the head, y'all, while they were holding his hands.
But he is in heaven.
His brains literally were laying on the ground yesterday when I went to where they shot him. I don't want nobody's sympathy, but y'all love on y'all motherfucking kids. Y'all love on y'all motherfucking kids, dog. Oh, when I say they executed my baby, that police video footage y'all saw, America so gung-ho about, where y'all see an officer and all y'all see is his gun drawn, that's because he was the one shooting my son in the hands that his partner had together. Together like these. The dog was mawing at his neck. His neck is mauled up. From where the dog mauled, where the dog was mauling my neck, and they said that the dog wasn't strong enough to detain him. You had a dog eating at his face and his neck, a man straddling over him with his arms behind his back, and another officer standing off to the side, and the police still ain't saying nothing. Let me remove my glasses. The police still ain't saying nothing to me.
Why they do him that way?
And
then they emptied his bag and laid the shit out to make it seem
and then
like he had a
tried
weapon.
to empty stuff out. It was hot that day. What the fuck? My son sweat. The fuck is he gonna wear some gloves and he's sweating on a bike? What y'all don't know is they sped that footage up because the police actually knocked him off that motherfucking bike. See, y'all can go by what the news tell y'all because the police gonna always have a different narrative, but we showed y'all what was real. We watched them stand over him while he was laying on his stomach. When does deadly force become the first?
Can we get
Mama Gwen, the first thing they resorted to while he was laying on his stomach.
I'm sorry. Okay.
They shot my baby in the back of the They shot him in the back of the head. When they said his brains was on the ground, as I'm coming here,
Yeah.
just a modern day Emmett Till. They literally, dog, when I say they executed my son. They
And dragged him.
And not only after they executed, but then they drug him twice. They moved him twice before the paramedics got there. That's what they not telling y'all. They moved him twice. And by the time the paramedics got there, for some reason, my son was laying on the ground, butt naked in his drawers. That's all I'm saying. They trying to silence people with video footage. Why?
Now, I understand when we were watching that body camera footage, you see two officers with their guns drawn. I know the big question of that discussion after seeing that body camera footage is why not a taser? I know Chief Winstrom commented during the press conference that K-9 unit was the non-lethal option in the situation. He did also add if he was in these officers' shoes and he had a K-9 officer available, he would have used a K-9 officer in this situation. When we were asking a little bit more about a taser, he described it when people are wearing jackets, like a winter jacket like I'm wearing, a taser is not as so effective.
Yeah, it appears to be different perspectives from people in the law enforcement field about how this played out and why, and there's certainly more questions to be asked of those involved, but it's clear from the people who are invested in this story here in the public, whether it's Daquan Johnson's family or relatives or loved ones, they see clearly what they say happened in this video. We'll, of course, continue to stay on top of it and continue to monitor any developments. Matt, thank you for your coverage. Now, Professor Langham also walked us through what the next steps in this kind of investigation typically look like ahead of a potential charging decision. First, evidence and interviews are gathered. That includes taking the officer's gun and speaking to everyone involved, from witnesses to GRPD officers. Michigan State Police will work to then prepare a report of the incident, which will then be given to the Kent County Prosecutor's Office for review. Langham says Prosecutor Chris Becker could make a charging decision within 3 or 4 weeks. Again, this is a developing story and an evolving story. You can stay with Fox 17. We'll update you as developments come in.
So let's get the lights cut off. Let's get quiet. Let's play the video again. What I want you to see is the entirety of the video. So please, if we can, do not, let's not get in the way of the projector. Let's go get the lights again, brother, please. Thank you. Don't get in front of the light. Don't get in front of the light. And if you can, man, turn the volume up. Okay. All the way up. Could you move that hand? We all right. We all right.
Hold on. It's not very loud.
He is not fighting. He does not resist.
He never resisted.
3, 2, 1, play.
Trigger warning, y'all.
Oh!
Are you serious? Don't you think they should have been here before, like 10 of y'all? Like, what's going on?
Look, oh my God. I'm sorry for the deceased family. I hate to have him on here like this, but y'all need to see what the fuck the police did. The police did that shit. The police did that shit.
Y'all had 2 guns on him.
If he wanted to move his head, he wasn't able to move in the first place because the dog was attacking him. The man did nothing, y'all. That man didn't do nothing. I don't know what he did as far as the reason why they was chasing him. But when they got that man down on the ground, the dog was already attacking him. The dog was attacking him viciously. They kept telling him to move. They kept telling him to move, or they was going to shoot him. And that's exactly, they told him to stop moving or they was going to shoot him. And that's exactly what the fuck they did. They shot that man.
Get the fucking stretchy. Ooh.
Wow.
And you're going to go home proud of yourself tonight? Really? Really?
Oh my God.
You're going to go home happy?
Like, we have kids and it's this.
And now me and my 6, 3, and like younger kids and everybody else's children can't sleep because you couldn't take a second to think. Because you couldn't take a second longer to think. Really? Really?
I'm sorry to see. This that Eastern Loft Apartments.